to another morning sketch video. I've got a bit of show and tell happening right at the moment. I'll get to the sketches in just a second, but I just wanted to say that this is the one that I picked up to do my morning sketches in after I finished the last one, but I don't like how rough the paper is and how much it creates so much smudge. So I'm thinking that these were the composition studies I did for my first painting project, but failed miserably. But anyway, the paper is too rough for my morning sketches, for my liking. So I am going to use this one. Now this was generally just pen and ink from 2021, so I do want to finish this. These are just some of the ones that were in here. I mean, it's got a little bit of everything really, apart from pencil. But the paper is a bit smoother, so I thought that I would just commandeer this sketchbook and yeah, finish it. That page is awful actually. It's just so bad that I might just tear that out. To go in the bin. It can go in the recycle bin. So this is the one that I'm going to be using, so I'll start on this side. I just like the smoother paper. I found this one, I did consider doing it in this one, but this has just got so much just random stuff. This is even from 2020. Just random stuff that I've done. And these were just, I started doing some horse studies because to do a painting, I'm obviously lacking in a few skills. So that was my attempt at trying to remedy that. So that leaves me with this to finish off. So I do have quite a few pages left. Yeah, so that's what I will be doing today. Now I do have some references of figures. I'll just show you. Now these are the 3 references I picked. And the 3 references I will be drawing today. I'll actually probably put them on the page just as they are, so I'll zoom into the first one. Oops, sorry dog. Oh, I didn't reach. There we go. The dogs are right underneath my foot. So I'm going to set a timer for, I think, 5 minutes. Or should I do 6? I'll do 6 minutes. And I'll get started. I might just, because I'm going to go with pencil on this one, I'm just going to just pick a normal 2B pencil. It's nothing special, and we'll get started with the first figure. So I have actually decided that I'm going to concentrate on doing horse paintings. I want to try and get into oil paintings. Now that's I've put it down to being a 6-month project. Probably can't see this yet. I'll try and go a little bit darker. Yeah, so we'll see how that goes. A little bit too close to the edge there. But I went to do a colour study and it was shocking. I was doing a colour study in gouache and it was just... And it made me feel a little bit bad because I didn't think that I was going to have so much of an issue that I did. But I did, and I've got to accept it and move on, not give up, because that's not a sign to give up. It's just a sign that there are things that I'm lacking, that I need to figure out what the problem is. And this is what I think has been lacking in my work previously, is I haven't spent the time delving into one subject. Instead, I've been trying to do too many steps, too little steps in too many different disciplines, instead of doing the majority of steps in one, so that I can get into it a little bit deeper. And yeah, so I've been, I think subconsciously I've known that's my problem, but I've not been wanting to do anything about it because I haven't been wanting to give anything up. And that's And I've been resisting to be, if I'm going to be honest with myself, I've been resisting that for years. And you can probably hear in my thoughts in my previous videos where you can hear that I've been resisting the thought of having to just concentrate on one thing and really delving into that one thing instead of doing, you know, whatever flavor of the day that is that I want to do. So it's a balance, and I haven't had that, and I think that's why my work has suffered, because I've not let myself learn any deeper than superficially. So I'm going to try and fix that, and that's why I was so disappointed with my gouache painting, because it was pretty bad. But it was just a colour study, and I think that's part of the problem, is because it's just a colour study and I'm expecting it to be a full mini painting, and that's not what it is. So these are the things that I have to get over. So then why am I doing figure sketches today? Well, because I don't want to lose, because these are morning sketches and I can do whatever I want. So while every other activity is going to be something that lends itself towards learning in the discipline that I'm actually trying to learn in now, this is a bit of free time. So I thought I can use my morning sketches as free time to just, you know, stop, not let myself get too rusty in the other disciplines that I enjoy doing. So I get to do a little bit of both. My morning sketches are the times where I can just play and not worry about the results. So I can do this kind of thing if I want. I mean, that's a pretty terrible face. But it's it's my free time. So that's what my morning sketches are going to be. So I probably won't be drawing horses in my morning sketches, because I'll be drawing them all the other times instead. If that makes sense. At least that's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking. How to get good. I'm just about done with this one. I don't want to make it any tighter than it is. It's a pretty horrible small face, isn't it? It can only get worse from here. Right. So we move on to our next figure, this gentleman. Let's restart our timer. But it feels good in a way. It feels good in a way that I feel like I've got a little bit of direction, because if I'm honest with myself, I haven't really liked the lack of direction, the going in all different places all the time. It gave me a sense of not knowing what to do, which isn't a very nice feeling, at least not for me. And because I do expect to get quite rusty in my other disciplines like drawing portraits and the other things that I like to draw, I have to let that go and just think to myself that, yeah, okay, well, this is probably going to be, you know, pretty bad for a while, but that's only because I'm learning something else. And then once, you know, I've explored fully what it is that I want to learn from the horse paintings, then I can move on to something else and then continue my learning journey that way. And it will give me a sense of, at least I think that it will give me a sense of progression, because I've not been feeling a sense of progression. I've been feeling a little bit like I'm stagnating. So I do think these morning sketches are going to become really, really important to me. And I think that's a good thing. That bone is really pronounced on him. Just going to do the faceplate first because sometimes I find that easier. I think I've made the head a little bit too big. That's fine, that's fine. These small heads are my nemesis, along with oil pastels. It's so hard for me to do. Oh my gosh, it's so hard to do. And that's the thing, I'm not going to be practicing them unless it's in a morning sketch. So they're prepared to have a look at ones that are going to be getting worse. That's pretty bad. That's pretty bad. That is pretty bad, not going to lie. There's something not quite right. You know what, I'm going to leave it. I'm going to leave it. I am going to not worry about that because I've got bigger fish to fry. Oh gosh, that is terrible, isn't it? That part was... It's because I don't know what to draw. I don't know what takes precedence over on this. Might just put this whole side in shadow. Let's see how we go. Oh God. That might have been a mistake. It might have been a mistake. Got a very pronounced cheekbone. Just anyway. Next, I think it's pretty bad. That is pretty bad. Gosh. Still getting glare issues. I'm doing the best I can. Doesn't seem to be good enough though. It could just be that also, it could just be the nature of pencil. Because the nature of pencil is to give off a lot of glare, so that might be it. Okay, so we're going to put him down here. This is definitely, these are human figure. Well, actually drawing itself is just really difficult, isn't it? If you want to get things right, if you don't care about getting things right, then, you know, who cares? I do like starting with the scribble. Also look for negative shapes like here and here. I don't always get them right. So I am going to do some of my study sessions, record them. And I want to document my process through transitioning to making paintings. And that's more of a long-term project because obviously that's going to take a long time. I'm giving myself 6 months. This one's very loose, isn't it? I think I've tried to squash his head in because of the arm. But sometimes the dimensions of the paper can really influence how you approach your drawing. Instead of letting you explore the space. Oops. Ooh, running out of time. We're nearly done. I'm not even going to get this hand in. What do we do? There. Right, I'm not going to bother counting those. There we go. There's our figures. There's our figures. So that's our sketch for today. So these were 6 minutes each. So 1, 2, 3. And I do prefer this paper because it's a bit smoother. So this is going to be my half and half book. And today's date is the 15th of the 4th, 2004. It's probably going to be one of those sketchbooks where, or maybe I will split it in half. I can always tear these pages out and make it into a new sketchbook. Or tear these pages out. That might be a project to do, to tear out some of the pages and just create their own sketchbooks. Because this is 2021. And these were my figures, done in pen and ink. And some gouache in here as well. And that's acrylic. And honestly, that page really needs to just be torn out. But yeah, that might be something that I might try and look into doing, is to make these their own sketchbooks. So that way, because these pages are pretty easy to tear out of this sketchbook. And that way, it'll be a little bit more cohesive. So that's what we've got today. And I'll probably do figures again on this page. So I probably won't record that because I don't want to flood my channel with morning sketch recordings, because I think it'll get a little bit boring. So I do like to have a little bit of variety. But anyway, that's today's. And I hope you are doing your morning sketches as well. Let me know if you are, because I'd love to hear about them. I'd love to know how you feel about them as well. Have they changed the way that you think? Have they allowed you to have a little bit of time to relax in the mornings and just do what you want? Have you been able to let go of doing shitty drawings like this? Because, I mean, look at those faces. Look at the faces. I didn't even bother with this one because I knew it was going to turn out crap. But it wasn't the faces that were the focus of this page, so that's fine. But have you been able to let go of that type of thing or not? Are you still having trouble judging yourself by your sketches? Because I think it's really hard but important to keep in mind that your value is not your sketches. You're more valuable than what it is that you're putting down on paper. This is not a representation of who you are. This is just something you're doing. So if it's not very good and you sometimes feel down on yourself because your sketches aren't really good, just practice. Even if you just really can't let that go, because I understand, because I'm like that too. I was like that with my gouache colour study of the horse that I did on a couple of days ago. And I got really down on myself, and I'm having to remind myself, this is the start. For that particular one, it's the start of a journey. It's not who I am. I am not this bad painting or this bad sketch. And it is difficult to let that go. So a way I find to go around it, kind of bypass a couple of little mental quirks, is to think about it as practicing to let go. So that way, if you can't let it go, you haven't failed. You're just practicing. And if you can practice to let go and actually feel like you really get into that practice of letting go and do it more and more often, it'll become easier and easier. And of course, there are going to be times when you are expecting yourself to do good work and it doesn't turn out. And that practice that you've been reinforcing, practicing to let go of the bad work, will help you in that circumstance, I feel anyway. So yeah, that's my little rant at the end of the video. I try and keep these, seriously, I keep trying to keep these short. All right, well, this is nearly 30 minutes already. My aim was to be around about 20 minutes, but obviously I'm not going to be able to draw 3 things in 20 minutes and talk. So I don't know. I should just shut up. I'm going to shut up, and I'm going to, if you've made it to this far, really, let me know if you've made it this far. Leave a comment in the comment section to say, yeah, I made it this far, because that'll be awesome to see if somebody does, because I feel that most people just click off my videos within the first 30 seconds when they hear my voice. Because I'm, anyway, keep drawing, everybody. I will see you next time. Have a great day.